Mr. Umesh Revankar is now joining us to talk about Shriram Finance numbers. The stock has witnessed very good run-up in the last 6 months or 3 months, and now the stock is stabilizing above the 1800 levels. Look at that. Look at the 3-month, 6-month chart, which will come up on your screen. Mr. Revankar, thank you so much for joining us. Let's start our conversation with your AUM growth guidance, which you've given at 15%.
Yeah, see, the guidance of 15% was given with the 3-year horizon last year, and there will be a certain quarter which will improve or which will be performing much better depending upon the economic environment. The environment is very good. The credit demand is good across both urban and rural market. And the demand is good for commercial vehicle, even it is good for passenger vehicle. We have seen little higher growth in passenger vehicle, higher growth in MSME, higher growth in gold. So these are the product which we see higher demand. Even the personal loan demand also has gone up. So these are the segment which are fast growing, and we expect it to maintain for the full year. And since we have already grown, normally the first quarter is little weaker in growth. But since we already grown 18-19% in the first quarter, we do expect this trend will hold good for the full year.
Is it fair to assume that for the rest of FY24, your growth will sustain above the 19% kind of mark which you're talking about?
Yeah, we can expect that for the full year. If the monsoon is right, and if the inflation is as contained as it is now, we can expect 19% growth for the full year.
Okay. Mr. Revankar, let's talk about your recently announced tie-up with Paytm. What kind of business opportunity does it open for you?
See, the earliest people who built the digital platform for the transaction, payment transaction, are the Paytms. They have a very deep reach with around 75 lakhs merchants, and around 3.4 crores users are there, and that's a huge numbers. What we feel is that if we have a 1-year track record of any of the merchants in the platform, then we can run a credit rule engine, and then we can offer them the loans depending upon their needs. It could be a working capital or it could be a short-term repayment loan. So that's what we thought. So these are the customers who would be new to the Shriram, and we will be opening up for the new class of the customers. We have not kept any target in the first year. It's more of an experimental. We are also talking to others who are in the same, but the Paytm has been the leader and has been the company which is there for longest time. And we believe our relationship with Paytm will be very thick and grow very strong.
Mr. Revankar, we observed that you are looking at newer avenues for loan growth, and this kind of tie-up is also one of them with Paytm. But on this incremental loan book, which you are looking at expanding, what will be the asset quality trajectory? Because we have seen that for 5th consecutive quarter, your GNPA actually have been declining. So on this incremental growth, what's your view on risk?
Yeah, if you look at the last 1.5 years, the GNPA numbers have been improving because of the improved environment. From around 8%, it has come down to 6.03%, and even the net NPA also have progressively decreased to 2.96 level. So we expect this to continue. So what is more important in our business is the credit cost. The credit cost for this quarter is been at 1.62. That is below 2%. Historically, if you look at, we have been, in the best of the time, we have been always trying to bring it below 2. And otherwise, on an average, it was hovering around 2.5 for the combined entity in the previous year. So I feel the 1.62 is a manageable or achievable target, and we should be able to bring it, keep it below 2 for a longer part of time. The asset values are very firm. All the vehicles which we finance, vehicles or equipment, are very firm, and therefore there is customers have that intention to hold on to the asset and not to default. That is one very positive. And the business environment is also very positive in the sense the ability of the customer to utilize his vehicle for much longer time is a longer time in the sense, if you look at the per day average, earlier a truck used to log around 250 to 300 kilometers. Today they are logging around 400 kilometers a day. And earlier in a month, a truck used to run for 19, 20 days. Today it runs 24, 25 days a month. That means there is a better utilization, higher earning, and therefore they're able to pay well. So it is not that a rate has gone up. It is that utilization of each of the assets have gone up. And I feel that is the main reason for improving the asset quality, and that will continue to progress going forward.
Revankar, we'll let you go on that one. Thanks so much for joining us on the show today.